Welcome back to our channel, Soap Opera Aficionados. Today is a beautiful, sun-drenched day to dive deep into the glamorous, scandalous, and ever-thrilling world of Los Angeles fashion and romance. We have a massive, incredibly detailed update for you regarding the highly anticipated episode airing on Thursday, August 13th, 2026. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let us unpack all the explosive drama waiting for you. The emotional landscape of Los Angeles is about to shift dramatically as we check in with Daphne Rose Walton and her devoted husband, Carter Walton. The couple has been riding an emotional roller coaster ever since Dr. Lee Finnegan delivered the devastating medical news regarding Daphne's fertility. For a woman who has achieved so much success in the high-stakes corporate world of Forrester Creations, the diagnosis of premature menopause and severe infertility has felt like a crushing, insurmountable defeat. Daphne's entire world has been turned upside down, and the psychological toll of this medical revelation is beginning to manifest in deeply concerning ways as she struggles to process the loss of the future she had so carefully envisioned. In the upcoming episode, the heavy burden of this diagnosis will finally prompt Daphne to open up and pour her heart out to Carter in a raw, vulnerable confession. She will bravely articulate the depths of her love for him, but that love is heavily intertwined with a profound sense of guilt. Daphne knows better than anyone how much Carter has yearned for a family of his own. Throughout his history of romantic heartbreaks and missed opportunities, the one constant in Carter's life has been his unwavering desire to become a father and build a loving home. Now that he has finally found the love of his life in Daphne, she feels an agonizing responsibility for the fact that she cannot give him the biological child they had both been dreaming of. As Daphne tearfully explains how much she loves him, she will also express her deep-seated fear that she is somehow failing him as a wife. The societal pressures and internal expectations placed upon women regarding motherhood are immense, and Daphne is drowning under the weight of them. She is terrified that her inability to conceive will eventually breed resentment in their marriage, or that Carter will wake up one day and realize he sacrificed his lifelong dream of fatherhood just to stay by her side. This heartbreaking conversation highlights the intense vulnerability that comes with true love, as Daphne lays all her insecurities bare before the man she adores. However, Carter Walton is not a man who runs from adversity, nor is his love conditional. In a deeply moving response, Carter will step up as the ultimate emotional anchor for his grieving wife. He will look Daphne in the eyes and firmly reassure her that his love for her extends far beyond her reproductive capabilities. Carter will make it abundantly clear that he married Daphne for the incredible, brilliant, and compassionate woman she is, not simply to fulfill a biological imperative. He will remind her that she is the center of his universe, and that a life with her, regardless of how their family tree ultimately takes shape, is all he truly needs to be happy. Despite Carter's beautiful and steadfast reassurances, the looming shadow of depression threatens to consume Daphne. She will confess her fears about remaining stuck in this dark, suffocating headspace. As a highly successful career woman constantly in the public eye, Daphne is facing the terrifying reality of high-functioning depression. The daytime drama landscape often touches upon mental health, but Daphne's storyline promises to delve into the nuanced, quiet struggles of a woman trying to maintain a flawless professional facade while her personal world crumbles. The hormonal shifts associated with her diagnosis are only exacerbating her emotional turmoil, making her battle for mental stability even more arduous. To help pull her back from the brink, Carter will gently begin to shift the conversation toward the future, reminding Daphne that their journey to parenthood is far from over. He will point out that while the traditional route may be closed to them, there are still numerous, viable alternative paths to building the family they desire. Whether it involves exploring the complex world of in vitro fertilization with an egg donor or opening their hearts to the beautiful process of adoption, Carter is determined to prove that they can still be parents. His unwavering optimism and proactive approach will offer Daphne a crucial lifeline, giving her a glimmer of hope in an otherwise dark and painful chapter of their marriage. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away on the breathtakingly beautiful French Riviera, the atmosphere is anything but peaceful for Brooke Logan Forrester. The Mediterranean sun and the luxurious surroundings of Monaco should be providing the ultimate romantic escape, but Brooke's mind is entirely consumed by the bitter, raging corporate war back in Los Angeles. She is completely obsessed with the massive betrayal orchestrated by her own sister, Katie Logan Spencer, and her daughter, Hope Logan Spencer. The shocking defection of Hope to the newly formed Logan Creations has left Brooke shattered, and the physical distance of Europe has done absolutely nothing to dull the sharp sting of that familial treachery. Brooke's inability to let go of the grudge will be severely exacerbated by a sudden, infuriating piece of news. In the upcoming episode, Brooke will receive a devastating text message from Fanny Grayson, a longtime, highly valued client and French fashion enthusiast. Fanny will reveal the shocking information that she has officially signed a lucrative contract with Logan Creations to collaborate on a brand new fragrance line with Hope. This comes shortly after Steffy Forrester Finnegan arrogantly rejected Fanny's pitch for a Hope for the Future perfume, practically driving the influential client straight into Katie's waiting arms. For Brooke, this is not just a loss of business. It is a deeply personal, malicious attack. When Brooke reads the details of Fanny's defection, her reaction will be nothing short of volcanic. She refuses to view this as a simple stroke of bad luck or a standard corporate maneuver. In Brooke's eyes, this is a calculated, deliberate act of sabotage by Katie, who seems intent on systematically stripping Forrester Creations of its most valuable assets. Brooke is already reeling from the public humiliation of Hope announcing her new brand, Hope by Logan, without giving her mother any prior warning. The addition of Fanny Grayson to the Logan roster is the absolute last straw, pushing Brooke past the point of heartbreak and firmly into the territory of cold, calculated vengeance. The history of this feud is deeply rooted in recent, explosive confrontations. Viewers will recall the horrifying moment when Brooke stormed into the Logan offices, violently smashed a promotional monitor, and officially disowned Katie, declaring her sister to be her #1 enemy. The Logan sisterhood has been permanently shattered, and Brooke is now actively plotting her revenge. She is determined to make Katie pay for stealing her daughter and poaching Forrester's clients. Brooke's mind is racing with strategies to retaliate, completely ignoring the fact that she is supposed to be enjoying a luxurious, romantic vacation with her husband. Ridge Forrester, on the other hand, is growing increasingly frustrated with the dark cloud hanging over their Monaco getaway. While Ridge is equally furious about the corporate war, having recently declared an all-out war on the Spencer family and even physically punching Bill Spencer in the face, he desperately wants to compartmentalize the drama while they are in Europe. Ridge recognizes that Brooke is spiraling into a toxic obsession that is threatening her mental health and ruining their precious time together. He knows that if he does not intervene, the entire trip will be consumed by bitterness and endless complaints about Katie and Hope's actions. Determined to break the cycle of negativity, Ridge will take matters into his own hands and attempt to provide Brooke with a much-needed romantic distraction. Using his trademark Forrester charm, Ridge will pull out all the stops to remind Brooke of the incredible, enduring love story they share. He will guide her away from her phone and the endless stream of corporate bad news, focusing instead on the breathtaking scenery of Monaco and the deep, passionate connection that has survived decades of turmoil. Ridge believes that a heavy dose of romance, physical affection, and undivided attention is exactly what Brooke needs to reset her perspective and find a moment of peace. Ridge's romantic intervention will be a beautiful, sweeping gesture designed to make Brooke feel cherished and adored. He will remind her that no matter what happens with Forrester Creations, Logan Creations, or the fractured dynamics of their extended family, they still have each other. For a fleeting moment, Ridge's efforts will likely succeed. Brooke will find herself melting into his embrace, allowing the warmth of his love to temporarily eclipse the burning anger in her heart. However, given Brooke's fiercely protective nature and her deep-seated need for control, viewers will have to wait and see if this romantic distraction can truly keep her mind off her brewing plans for revenge once the afterglow fades. While Ridge and Brooke are attempting to find solace in romance, Another couple in Monaco is about to have their world violently ripped apart. Steffy Forster Finnegan traveled to the French Riviera hoping for a peaceful reset, a chance to clear her head from the corporate chaos and the lingering, terrifying threat of her mother-in-law, Sheila Carter. Steffy had explicitly demanded that her husband, John Finn Finnegan, cut Sheila out of their lives forever, refusing to entertain the idea of supervised visits or any form of reconciliation with the woman who once shot them both and left them for dead in a filthy alleyway. Finn was delayed in Los Angeles due to a long surgery, but he promised Steffy he would take the next available commercial flight to join her. What Steffy does not know is that Finn is harboring a massive, marriage-threatening secret. Through a fatal error by Lee Finnegan, who accidentally left Finn's travel itinerary on an open computer screen, a delusional and obsessed Sheila Carter discovered his flight details. Sheila immediately booked a ticket on the exact same commercial flight, ambushing Finn midair. In a moment of sheer panic and desperation, Finn made a secret pact with Sheila. He promised not to tell Steffy she was in Monaco, provided Sheila swore to stay completely away from them once they landed. Of course, Sheila Carter is fundamentally incapable of keeping a promise, especially when her obsession with integrating herself into Finn and Hayes' lives is driving her every move. Despite her vows to Finn, Sheila has been secretly stalking the couple through the picturesque streets of Monaco, hoping to orchestrate some twisted miracle that will finally win Steffy's approval. Sheila's presence in Europe is a ticking time bomb, and in the upcoming episode, that bomb is finally going to detonate in the most spectacular and terrifying fashion imaginable. As Steffy is enjoying the beautiful Monaco beach, her sharp instincts will kick in, and she will spot a familiar, chilling figure lurking in the distance. The psychological trauma and severe PTSD from the shooting will instantly resurface as Steffy realizes that her worst nightmare has followed her across the globe. The confrontation that follows will be absolutely explosive. Steffy will unleash a volcanic level of fury upon Sheila, screaming at the woman she views as a dangerous, unhinged psychopath who refuses to respect her family's boundaries. The sheer terror and rage radiating from Steffy will create a scene of unparalleled dramatic tension on the sun-soaked shores of the Riviera. However, the true devastation will not just come from Sheila's presence, but from the horrifying realization of Finn's complicity. As Steffy demands to know how Sheila found them, Finn will be forced to confess his paralyzing guilt. He will have to look his traumatized wife in the eye and admit that he knew Sheila was on his flight, and that he chose to keep it a secret to avoid upsetting her. For Steffy, this will feel like the ultimate betrayal. Finn's silence will be viewed as a prioritization of Sheila's feelings over Steffy's safety and mental well-being, plunging the Shin marriage into an immediate, catastrophic crisis that may be impossible to repair. Just as the confrontation reaches its absolute peak, official spoilers tease that a sudden, unexpected twist will occur. Danger is set to erupt on the beach out of nowhere, shifting the dynamic of the standoff in a heartbeat. Speculation is running rampant that this sudden crisis will place Steffy in immediate, life-threatening peril. In a shocking turn of events, Sheila Carter may find herself in the perfect position to act quickly and perform a heroic rescue. If Sheila manages to save Steffy's life, it will create an agonizing moral and emotional dilemma for the Forster CEO. Could owing her survival to the woman she hates most in the world force Steffy to finally reconsider her hardline stance on visitation? The stakes have never been higher for the Forster, Logan, and Spencer families. Between Daphne's heartbreaking medical journey, Brooke's relentless thirst for corporate vengeance, and the life-or-death stakes of Steffy and Sheila's Monaco showdown, this episode is guaranteed to keep viewers on the absolute edge of their seats. The emotional fallout from these intertwined storylines will undoubtedly shape the future of the series for months to come. Which storyline are you most excited to see unfold on Thursday, August 13th, 2026? Will Carter's love be enough to save Daphne from depression? Can Ridge successfully distract Brooke from her warpath? And what exactly is the terrifying danger waiting for Steffy on the beach? Tune in to find out.